Anyone who's ever worked on a big construction project knows this feeling, right? You pour weeks, maybe even months, into putting together a super detailed claim. You hit send, and then nothing. Crickets. Your claim just vanishes. Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on how modern construction contracts are designed to make sure that never, ever happens again. And that phrase, it absolutely nails the goal of the modern FIDIC contracts, especially the 2017 versions. I mean, they were literally engineered to solve this one problem, to make sure that every single legitimate claim gets a response and ultimately a resolution. It's a complete system designed to guarantee closure. So how do they do it? Well, the secret is in this really powerful, interconnected set of rules. For this explainer, we're going to unpack the machinery that makes this whole thing tick, and we're going to focus on one critical clause that really acts as the engine for the entire process. All right, let's really dig into this. What exactly is this claim black hole? And more importantly, how did the FIDIC 2017 contracts manage to seal it shut for good? Well, the problem, as we know, is simple. You submit a claim and get no response. And the solution? It all comes down to one specific rule. Clause 20.2.5. Now, you can think of this clause like a bridge, or maybe even a trigger. Once you properly submit your claim, this clause forces the engineer to act. It creates a direct link from your claim to the project's mechanics. We're talking money, time, and, if it has to, a formal dispute. Your claim can no longer just sit on a shelf gathering dust. Okay, but here's the interesting part. Before the engineer is even on the hook, the whole process actually kicks off with the person making the claim, the claimant. And believe me, the pressure is on them from day one with some very, very strict deadlines. And this is the first number you absolutely have to remember. 28 days. That's it. From the second a party even becomes aware of an event that could lead to a claim, a clock starts ticking. You have just 28 days to get a formal notice of claim in. If you miss that window, you could lose your rights before you've even properly started. Now, once you've sent that initial notice, the next big deadline is already looming. The claimant usually has 84 days from the event to submit what's called the fully detailed claim. And this isn't just some follow-up email. We're talking about the whole shebang. All the facts, the legal arguments, the cost breakdown, every single piece of supporting evidence. So, when you boil it all down, the claimant has 3 jobs, and they're non-negotiable. 1, give that notice on time. 2, keep perfect records of everything as it happens. And 3, submit that comprehensive, fully detailed claim. If you drop the ball on any of these, the contract is crystal clear. Your claim can be tossed out purely on procedure, no matter how good it actually is. Okay, so once that big claim package lands on the engineer's desk, everything shifts. A whole new clock starts ticking, and the engineer's job completely changes. This is where it gets super interesting, because the engineer has to switch hats. See, most of the time, they're the employer's agent, giving instructions. But when a claim comes in through this process, Clause 3.7 forces them to become a neutral decision maker. They have to act like a fair referee for both sides, the employer and the contractor. And what they have to do next is spelled out very clearly. They can't just sit back and make a ruling. First, the contract says they must consult with both sides and actually try to get them to agree. It's only if that fails, if they can't broker a deal, that the engineer then steps in and makes their own fair determination. So this process can end in one of 2 ways, either an agreement between the parties or a determination by the engineer. And the beauty of this whole system is that both of those outcomes deliver what was always missing before: finality. It closes the loop. And you guessed it, the engineer is on the clock too. They don't have forever to figure this out. The default time limit for them to either get that agreement or issue their determination is 42 days. That clock is there to keep everything moving forward. No more stalling. And here's the real kicker. No matter what, the process ends with a binding result. If the parties agree, that's it. It's final. If the engineer makes a determination, that's also binding. It has to be put into practice through payments and project timelines. The only way out is if one side issues a formal notice of dissatisfaction within another 28 days. All right, so this is where the system really shows its teeth. What happens if someone misses one of these deadlines? Well, the consequences are huge. And this is key, they are very different for the claimant than they are for the engineer. And you'll see there's this incredible, almost symmetrical balance of risk here. If the claimant misses their deadline, the claim is time barred. Game over. The claim just dies. But If the engineer misses their 42-day deadline to respond, the claim doesn't die at all. Instead, it's called deemed rejected, which sounds mad, but it's actually a strategic trigger, not a dead end. This idea, deemed rejection, this is the genius move that completely plugs the black hole. If the engineer just goes silent, their silence is legally treated as a no. And what does that do? It gives the claimant a green light to immediately escalate the whole thing into a formal dispute and take it to the dispute board. The engineer's inaction can no longer block the process. So when you zoom out and look at all these pieces together, you see it's not just a bunch of random steps. It's a pipeline, a carefully designed, unbroken process that takes a claim from the moment it's born all the way to a final resolution. You can really see the difference when you put the old and new contracts side by side. The 1999 FIDIC version, that's where the black hole lived. The deadlines were loose, the link to disputes was weak. The 2017 version fixed that by design, with those strict time limits and that powerful deemed rejection feature. It's a total shift from a system that could stall out to one that's built to keep moving. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of that whole pipeline, start to finish. Step 1, the claiming party gives notice. Step 2, they submit the fully detailed claim. Step 3, the engineer steps in and tries to get an agreement. Step 4, if that doesn't work, the engineer issues a binding determination. And step 5, either party can accept it as final or challenge it, which kicks it up to the next level. See? Every step has a clear actor and a clear result. So, at the end of the day, what the FIDIC 2017 contracts have created is a system that's all about certainty. It forces action, it provides a clear path forward, and it guarantees that nothing just gets lost in the shuffle. And that really leaves us all with a pretty important question to ask on any project. Is your claims process a well-defined pipeline, or is there still a chance something could disappear into a black hole?